In the beginning you were told to worship a God who created the heavens and the earth, a being of infinite power, perfect in every way. But what if I told you that the God you have been taught to worship is not the creator at all? What if this very belief has been leading you down a path of deception for centuries? You may be shocked to know that this God, the one who flooded the earth, demanded sacrifices and caused destruction, is actually not the source of all life. Instead, this being, Yahweh, as you know him, may not be God at all, but a cosmic impostor, a demiurge, who built this world to trap your soul and keep you in fear. How did we fall into this trap? How did humanity begin to worship a lesser being, a self-proclaimed deity who thrives on control and submission? Is it possible that the truth has been hidden from us all along, buried beneath layers of religious dogma and manipulation? In this video, we will dive deep into the ancient Gnostic texts that were suppressed for centuries, the hidden scriptures that reveal the true nature of creation and the false god known as Yahweh. You will discover why the world you live in, filled with suffering and decay, is not the paradise it was promised to be. We will explore how this world, created by a flawed being, was designed to keep you enslaved, not just physically, but spiritually. Together, we will unravel the mystery behind the divine spark within you, a spark that transcends this material realm and holds the key to your true freedom. But most importantly, you will begin to understand why questioning the system, challenging the very foundation of your beliefs, is not only necessary, it's the first step toward reclaiming your sovereignty. Will you continue to worship a false god, or will you rise to the truth and embrace the divine power within you? Let's uncover the secrets that have been hidden for so long and see how this knowledge can change everything. Stay with us, and let's take the first step towards your awakening. The world we live in, filled with suffering, confusion, and chaos, may not be the paradise we were promised. If we look deeper, beyond the veil of traditional teachings, we begin to see that this world was never meant to be perfect, nor was it ever intended to be a reflection of divine goodness. Instead, the reality we experience is the result of a creation born from imperfection, built by a being who mistook himself for the ultimate divine authority. This being, known in religious texts as Yahweh, is portrayed as the God of the Old Testament, the one who created the heavens and the earth. But what if this portrayal is wrong? What if Yahweh is not the true creator, but rather a cosmic impostor, a demiurge, who created a world filled with suffering and limitations to keep us trapped in fear, ignorance, and subjugation? The ancient Gnostic texts, which have been hidden from mainstream religious teachings for centuries, offer a radically different view of the world and the divine. According to these texts, Yahweh, or the Demiurge, is not the God of all things, but a flawed being who created a material world that serves only his desires for power and control. This is a world of entropy, decay, and suffering, a world where life is fleeting and death is inevitable. In the Gnostic view, this world is not a gift, but a prison, an illusion designed to keep us enslaved, to make us forget the divine spark within us, the true essence of who we are. This spark, according to the Gnostics, is a fragment of the true divine realm, a part of the higher spiritual reality that exists beyond the material world. It is the part of us that connects us to the divine source, to the truth that transcends the false reality created by the Demiurge. But this spark is not something we are taught to recognize. Instead, we are conditioned to believe that we are merely physical beings, trapped in the cycle of birth, death, and suffering. We are told to worship a God who demands our obedience and submission, a God who imposes laws and punishments on us, yet offers no true guidance or freedom. It is only when we begin to question the system that we start to awaken to the truth. We start to see that the world we live in is not as it seems. We begin to recognize that the God we have been worshipping is not the true creator, but a being who created a world of limitations to control us, to feed off our energy, and to keep us in a state of ignorance. But the Gnostics teach us that we are not meant to remain in this state of spiritual blindness. We are meant to awaken, to reconnect with the divine spark within us, and to remember who we truly are. This awakening is not an easy process. It requires us to break free from the conditioning of society, religion, and culture. It requires us to question everything we have been taught and to seek out the truth for ourselves. This is not about following a set of rules or adhering to a particular belief system. It is about reclaiming our sovereignty, recognizing our divine nature, and awakening to the power that lies within us. The Gnostic texts offer us a path to this awakening. They teach us that the true creator, the divine source, is not a being who demands our worship or obedience, but one who invites us to remember our true nature. The path to spiritual freedom is not through submission or obedience, but through knowledge, through understanding the true nature of the world, the self, and the divine. It is through this knowledge that we can begin to break free from the control of the Demiurge and reclaim our sovereignty. But how do we begin this process of awakening? The first step is to recognize that we are not just physical beings, bound by the limitations of the material world. We are spiritual beings connected to the divine source. Our true essence is not bound by time or space, by birth or death, but is eternal and unchanging. Once we recognize this truth, we can begin to shift our perception of the world and our place within it. The second step is to question the false authority that has been imposed upon us. This authority takes many forms: religion, government, societal norms, and even our own minds. We have been taught to obey without question, to conform to a set of rules and expectations that limit our freedom and potential. But the true authority comes from within. It is the divine spark that resides in each of us, the part of us that is connected to the true Creator. When we reconnect with this inner authority, we begin to see through the illusion of the world around us. We realize that we are not subject to the rules and limitations imposed by the Demiurge, but are free to create our own reality, to live in alignment with our true divine nature. This journey of awakening is not without challenges. As we begin to break free from the system, we may encounter resistance, both from within ourselves and from the world around us. The mind, conditioned by years of programming, may try to hold us back, to convince us that we are not worthy of spiritual freedom. The world may try to distract us, to pull us back into the illusion of material existence. But this is where the true strength lies, in our ability to stay focused on our inner truth, to trust in the divine spark within us, and to keep moving forward no matter what obstacles we face. The key to overcoming these challenges is to remain grounded in the knowledge of our true nature. The Gnostics teach us that the path to spiritual freedom is not about seeking external validation or approval, but about reconnecting with our own inner wisdom. It is about listening to the voice of the divine within us, trusting in our own intuition, and following the guidance that comes from within. This is where true power lies, not in the external world, but in the internal realm of our own consciousness. The more we reconnect with this inner truth, the more we begin to see the world in a different light. We start to recognize the false gods and false authorities that have controlled us for so long. We begin to see through the illusions of the material world and understand that the true reality lies beyond it. This is the first step towards spiritual freedom, the recognition that we are not slaves to the system, but are free to create our own reality, to live in alignment with our divine essence. This journey of awakening is not just about personal freedom, it is about collective liberation. When we awaken to our true nature, we begin to see the interconnectedness of all life. We realize that we are not separate from each other, but are all part of the same divine source. This realization allows us to break free from the divisions and separations that have been created by the Demiurge to keep us in a state of fear and conflict. We begin to see that the true path to liberation is not through competition or division, but through unity, love, and understanding. This is the ultimate truth of the Gnostic teachings, that we are all divine beings, connected to the true Creator, and that our true purpose is to awaken to this truth and reclaim our sovereignty. When we do, we not only free ourselves, but we also free the world around us. We become the living embodiment of the divine, and through our awakening, we bring healing and transformation to the world. So let us begin this journey of awakening together. Let us question the false authorities that have kept us in the dark. Let us reconnect with our divine spark, and let us awaken to the truth that lies within us. For when we do, we will not only reclaim our own freedom, but we will help bring about a new world, a world where all are free, all are sovereign, and all are connected to the divine source. And in this world, we will know true peace, true joy, and true love. As we continue our journey, it's crucial to recognize that the world we live in is not the product of a perfect, benevolent creator, but rather the consequence of a flawed divine being who built it with an agenda. This being, Yahweh, the God of the Old Testament, is often depicted as a jealous, vengeful God, demanding blood sacrifices and obedience. But when we look closer at the intentions behind these actions, we begin to realize the terrifying truth. This God, who claims to be the Creator, is not a God of freedom and love. He is a God of control, whose purpose is to keep you bound to a world of suffering, limitation, and fear. This God's plan is simple. Keep humanity trapped in a false reality where fear, guilt, and submission rule the day. By constructing a world where laws are imposed upon us, where sin and punishment are inevitable, Yahweh created a structure that was meant to subjugate humanity, not liberate it. But here's the real question: why? Why would a perfect deity, if that's what Yahweh truly is, create a world filled with such suffering, pain, and confusion? The answer lies in understanding the nature of the Demiurge. Unlike the true divine creator who created out of love and freedom, the Demiurge creates to control. His entire existence relies on you believing in your own weakness, your own guilt, and your own inability to escape the system. In the Gnostic view, this world is not a divine paradise but a prison, a carefully constructed prison. And what is the purpose of the prison? To keep you distracted, to keep you from realizing your true nature. The Demiurge doesn't want you to remember who you truly are, because if you do, you will break free from his control. The divine spark inside you is ancient, eternal, and beyond the reach of the Demiurge. It is the part of you that is connected to the true Creator, the ultimate source of all that is good, pure, and loving. But for most of us, this spark is buried deep inside, hidden beneath the layers of fear, guilt, and societal conditioning. The key to awakening lies in recognizing that this world, as we know it, is not the ultimate reality. The material world, created by the Demiurge, is filled with distractions designed to keep you from connecting with your true self. This world is not your home. It is a temporary place, a trap designed to keep your soul confined. When we break free from this false reality, when we stop seeing ourselves as mere physical beings bound to the whims of a false god, we begin to remember the truth. And this truth is liberating. To begin this journey of awakening, we must first recognize that we are not the product of a flawed creator, but that we are divine beings who have been tricked into forgetting our true nature. The teachings of Gnosticism offer us a path to this awakening, reminding us that salvation is not about worshipping a God who demands our submission, but about recognizing the divine spark within and reconnecting with the true Creator. This spark, this divine light within us, is what makes us divine. It is the part of us that connects us to the truth, to the reality beyond the illusion of this world. It is the key to our liberation. Once we begin to reconnect with this divine spark, we start to see the world differently. We see it for what it truly is, a prison built by the Demiurge. We begin to recognize the chains that bind us, the fears and doubts that hold us back, and the false beliefs that keep us trapped. But recognizing these chains is only the first step. The true work begins when we choose to break them. We must choose to reject the false authority that has been imposed upon us by society, religion, and the world at large. We must choose to awaken to our true power and claim our sovereignty. The process of awakening is not easy. It requires us to confront the lies we've been told, to question everything we've ever believed, and to strip away the layers of fear, guilt, and conditioning that have been placed upon us. But it is a necessary process if we are to reclaim our divine birthright. As we begin to see through the illusion of this world, we begin to break free from the chains that have kept us imprisoned for so long. We start to experience a sense of inner peace and freedom that comes from knowing the truth. And as we connect with the divine spark within, we begin to experience the true power that lies dormant within us. In the journey of awakening, one of the most profound lessons we learn is that we are not alone. We are not isolated beings trapped in a world of suffering. We are connected to one another, to the divine, and to the truth that transcends this material world. This interconnectedness is the key to true freedom. When we recognize that we are all part of the same divine source, we begin to see that our individual liberation is tied to the liberation of all. As we awaken to our true nature, we help others awaken as well. This is the true meaning of spiritual community, not about worshipping a false god or adhering to a set of rules, but about coming together in truth and love to reclaim our sovereignty. As we move forward in this journey, it's important to remember that the world we live in is not the final destination. This material world, created by the Demiurge, is not the ultimate reality. It is a fleeting illusion designed to keep us trapped in fear and confusion. But when we awaken to the divine truth within us, we begin to see beyond the illusion. We begin to see the world through new eyes that are no longer clouded by the false beliefs and limitations of the material world. And in this awakening, we begin to experience true freedom, true love, and true peace. The path to awakening is not about following a set of religious doctrines or adhering to a particular belief system. It is about reconnecting with the divine spark within, the eternal truth that transcends all external authority. It is about waking up to the truth that we are not slaves to the Demiurge, but divine beings who are capable of creating our own reality. When we remember this truth, we become unstoppable. We become the living embodiment of divine power and love. And when we live from this place of truth, we begin to see the world transform before our eyes. This is the power of spiritual awakening, the power to change ourselves, our lives, and the world. This is the message of the Gnostic teachings, that we are divine, that we are not bound by the limitations of this world, and that we are capable of awakening to our true nature. When we do, we break free from the control of the Demiurge and step into our true power. This is the true path of liberation, not through submission, but through awakening. When we awaken, we reclaim our sovereignty, and we become the creators of our own reality. This is the true freedom that awaits us, and it is within our reach. So, let us choose to awaken. Let us choose to remember who we truly are, and to reclaim our divine birthright. Let us step into the light of truth and break free from the prison of illusion. For in this awakening, we will find true peace, true love, and true freedom, freedom that no one can take away. In the midst of this world shaped by the Demiurge, a powerful and life-altering truth awaits us. The true essence of existence, the essence of our soul, is not tied to the material world or bound by its rules. Yet for centuries we have been conditioned to believe that we are meant to suffer, obey, and submit to the authority of a false god, a being who created a world built on fear, guilt, and control. This has been the core of the human experience, living under the illusion of limitation, believing that our worth is defined by the standards set by the Demiurge. But what if this is not our true reality? What if, like the Gnostics taught, our real purpose is to awaken, to break free from the chains of control, and to reconnect with the divine spark within us? The teachings of the ancient Gnostics offer a radical and transformative perspective, one that challenges everything we have been told about God, about the world, and about our own power. They teach us that the path to freedom lies not in submission, but in awakening to the truth of who we are. This truth transcends the illusion of sin, guilt, and submission imposed by the Demiurge. It is a truth rooted in the divine, in the eternal essence that exists within us all. Imagine for a moment that the very soul within you, this divine spark, is older and more powerful than the world around you. It is a part of the divine source, a fragment of the ultimate reality that exists beyond the material world. This divine essence does not belong to the Demiurge. It is not a product of this world. It comes from above, from the true spiritual realm, the pleroma. And within this truth lies the key to liberation. The journey of awakening is a journey of remembering. Remembering who we truly are, reconnecting with our divine essence, and realizing that we are not bound by the world created by the Demiurge. This process is not about adhering to the rules set by an external authority. It is about rediscovering the truth within ourselves, the truth that has been buried beneath the layers of fear, guilt, and conditioning. As we awaken to this truth, we begin to experience the freedom and peace that come from knowing our true nature. This awakening, however, is not without its challenges. The world we live in, constructed by the Demiurge, is filled with distractions and false authorities designed to keep us from awakening to our true power. These distractions come in many forms: religion, government, media, societal norms. All of these systems serve to keep us in a state of ignorance, to prevent us from seeing the truth of who we are. But as we begin to question these false authorities, we begin to break free from their control. We begin to see the world for what it truly is, a prison designed to keep us trapped in fear and ignorance. It is in this process of questioning and awakening that we find our true power. When we stop looking outside ourselves for validation, when we stop submitting to the false gods and authorities that have shaped our reality, we begin to reclaim our sovereignty. This is the true path to freedom, not through submission to a God who demands worship, but through the realization that we are already divine. The divine spark within us is not something we need to earn or seek externally. It is something we must simply remember. The teachings of the Gnostics remind us that salvation is not about following rules or conforming to external beliefs. It is about knowledge, gnosis, the knowledge of our true nature, the knowledge of the divine spark within us. It is through this knowledge that we break free from the control of the Demiurge and reconnect with the true Creator. This is the ultimate liberation, awakening to the truth that we are divine beings, that we are not bound by the material world, and that we are capable of creating our own reality. As we begin to reconnect with this truth, we start to see the world differently. We no longer see ourselves as victims of a cruel and unjust God. We see ourselves as sovereign beings, capable of transcending the limitations imposed by the Demiurge. We begin to realize that we have the power to shape our own reality, to live in alignment with our true divine nature, and to create a world that reflects the love, peace, and freedom that come from the divine source. This is the power of spiritual awakening. It is the power to break free from the illusion of separation and to remember that we are all connected to one another, to the divine, and to the true reality beyond this world. As we awaken to this truth, we begin to experience true peace and joy. We no longer need to seek approval or validation from external authorities. We are free to live in alignment with our divine essence, to create our own reality, and to experience the love and peace that come from within. This journey of awakening is not just about personal freedom, it is about collective liberation. When we awaken to our true nature, we begin to see that we are not separate from one another. We are all part of the same divine source, connected by the eternal truth that transcends the material world. This realization allows us to break free from the divisions that have been created by the Demiurge to keep us in a state of fear and conflict. We begin to see that the true path to liberation is not through division, but through unity, love, and understanding. As we awaken to this truth, we not only liberate ourselves, but also help to liberate others. We become the living embodiment of the divine, and through our awakening, we bring healing and transformation to the world. This is the true meaning of spiritual awakening, not about conforming to a set of rules, but about reconnecting with the divine spark within and living in alignment with our true nature. When we do this, we not only experience freedom and peace, but we help to create a world where all beings can awaken to their true nature and live in alignment with their divine essence. So, let us embrace this journey of awakening together. Let us remember who we truly are and reclaim our divine sovereignty. Let us break free from the false gods and authorities that have held us captive and reconnect with the divine spark within. In doing so, we will not only free ourselves, but we will help to free the world. And together, we will create a new reality, a reality where love, peace, and freedom reign, and where all beings can live in alignment with their divine essence. This is the true path of liberation, and it begins with us. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to take a moment to reflect on the profound truths we've uncovered. We've ventured deep into the heart of creation, questioned everything we thought we knew, and discovered a new perspective, a perspective that frees us from the chains of fear, guilt, and control. The truth that we are not the product of a flawed God, but divine beings, capable of reconnecting with the true Creator, is nothing short of transformative. This is the essence of spiritual awakening, the recognition that we are not bound by the illusion of this material world, but are eternal beings, born of light and love, meant to rise above the constructs of control imposed by the Demiurge. Imagine for a moment the weight lifting from your shoulders, the chains of the old belief system falling away. You are not a sinner condemned to eternal suffering. You are a sovereign being with a divine spark within you, capable of reclaiming your power and reconnecting with the truth. This truth has always been within you, buried beneath layers of fear and conditioning, waiting for you to awaken. And now, having taken this first step toward the light, you are free. But awakening isn't a one-time event. It's a continual process of remembering. Remembering who you truly are, reconnecting with your divine essence, and living from a place of truth. It's about rejecting the false authorities that have shaped our lives, from societal pressures to the religious dogma that has kept us in spiritual darkness. It's about embracing the divine power within and using it to create a new reality, a reality where love, peace, and freedom reign. This is not just for you, this is for all of us. As you awaken, you help awaken the world. Your light, your freedom, your sovereignty ripple out and touch everyone around you, creating a collective shift that will ultimately change the world. And while this journey is one of great personal transformation, It's also a collective mission. Each of us has the power to shape the reality we live in. When we step into our true nature and embrace our divine essence, we create a new world, not one ruled by fear, but by love. This love is the most powerful force in the universe. It is the force that connects us all, the force that transcends time and space, and the force that can heal even the deepest wounds. When we live in alignment with this love, we become unstoppable. The journey we've explored together in this video is only the beginning. As we continue to awaken, we uncover more truths, deeper insights, and a greater understanding of our purpose. Each step forward brings us closer to the divine, closer to the freedom we are meant to experience. And as we step into this truth, we start to see the world through new eyes, eyes that are no longer clouded by fear or doubt, but eyes that see the world as it truly is, a reflection of the divine, filled with limitless potential. But I can't do this alone. Your support, your energy, and your participation in this journey are invaluable. If this video has touched your soul, if it has helped you see the light amidst the darkness, I humbly ask for your support. Every small gesture, whether it's liking this video, subscribing to the channel, or sharing it with someone who might need to hear these words, helps me continue this work. I am deeply grateful for each one of you, and your support allows me to keep sharing these messages, spreading the light, and helping others awaken to the truth. Your energy, your presence, and your belief in this mission mean more to me than words can express. The more we come together in this shared truth, the more we amplify the light in the world. And as you continue to grow in your own spiritual awakening, remember this: you are never alone. We are all connected, bound by the divine spark that resides in each of us. Together, we create a world of love, peace, and freedom. So, if this message resonated with you, if it sparked something deep within, I encourage you to take a moment and share your thoughts. What resonated most with you? What did you learn that shifted your perspective? Share your comments below, as they not only help me understand how these videos are impacting you, but they also serve as a beacon for others who are on their own journey of awakening. Thank you, from the very depths of my heart, for being here, for watching, for awakening, and for sharing this space with me. Your presence is a gift, and your energy is a blessing. Together we are creating a new reality, one where the truth, the light, and the divine love shine brighter than ever before. Keep shining, keep awakening, and know that you are supported, loved, and guided every step of the way. I am truly grateful for your support. Every like, every comment, every subscription is a gift that allows me to continue this mission. Thank you for being a part of this beautiful journey. With all my heart, I thank you, and may your path be filled with light, love, and endless awakening.